Welcome back to episode 17. Episode 17 of Breeze and Bants.
Of the Breeze and Bants, sniffing pants.
Living the dream. We're under a new, nice Labour government. Feeling good.
Hold tight, Keir Starmer.
Hold tight, Keir Starmer. You're going to
guess what? I didn't vote.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
I wasn't allowed to vote.
Loser. Didn't vote. You weren't allowed?
I don't know. Vote. I didn't vote anyway, so
I've
got no say in it. But I wouldn't have voted. I'd have voted. Is it Reform?
Yeah, I mean,
I would have voted Reform. I wouldn't have voted Starmer because I found out by Starmer, right? I found out Starmer
is Jeffrey Dahmer gone.
No, I found out Starmer is the reason why Jimmy Savile never went to jail.
Yeah, and there's also...
What a fucking... Jesus fucking...
Yeah.
As soon as I found that out, you can suck my left nut.
I found out that there's somewhere in the Labour Party, in the higher echelons of the Labour Party, there's a gentleman who's from some foreign descent, mainly Asia side of things, who was previously associated with ISIS and a lot of child grooming and stuff. So, yeah, I mean... What can you say? What can you do?
These are all allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, definitely allegedly. But what can you do? Like, we're all in this situation. We're all in it.
No matter who gets in, we're all fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. But the good news is house prices are still going down. We're going to be in a position where I think with this government, it's sort of all about the younger generation, so they say. But the problem with that is, the hard thing they're going to find with this new government is they plan on building 1.5 million new homes, They plan on only allowing a minimum of 50% foreign buyers on our property. Right? So overseas, like people who overseas buy our property, rent it out. But the problem with that is if you stop 50% of that, if it's capped at 50% of them, what you're going to find is a lot of the people from London are going to be buying them, which is going to cause the London house prices to spread further than London. So house prices could get more pricey, but hey, it's all conjecture. We don't know. We will know when it happens, and at the minute, it's not happening. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I fucking can't stand politics. So
yeah. Anyway, how's your week been? What have you been doing?
It has been good. Back at the gym. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm slowly but surely getting there. I've actually, strangely enough, just gonna pause that. This is like a fucking. Supporting the brethren, the England brethren. Come on, we've got the game after this. How's my week been? My week's been chill. It's been good. I've been quite far away with work, which is different to usual. Yeah, back at the gym, just been chilling. What about yourself?
Pretty much. Actually, because since I've been doing like my photo shoot and shit, put on 10 kilos, 104. Again on Monday.
I went back up to 90.
Did you? So how much was that you put on?
About 4 or 5 kilos.
Yeah, so but that was like 2 months I'd done that in, like put on 10 kilos, which is fucking bit of shit, but hey ho, I'm back to it now. I started a carnivore diet Monday.
Carnivore diet?
Yeah, but I say like with loose lips, like loosely, like I'm still having
You're not just eating meat.
No, I am. I have been just eating meat.
Right.
But I
You've been giving it that
hot top. You got to spill on that thing. Yeah, I've been eating like meat, but I've also like not been stopping my sugar-free drinks. So like I've been having Pepsi Max. So
yeah, that's what
I can't stop everything at once because I can, but it's
hard. You're bound to fail on something more.
Yeah, like so I thought a little bit, and then, but to be fair, it's going all right. And I've started my running I'm doing a 10k in September, so I've started.
What? You doing a 10k? It's gonna be funny. Where is it?
I've done 10k.
Where is it?
Swansea.
So I might come down and watch it.
Why? I'll smash it.
I'm going to start putting like ropes in the way so you start like stacking it and shit. I was watching, you know that country singer Morgan Wallen was in like Hyde Park this week. Like
who the fuck is that?
So he's a country singer from Nashville, right? And basically, like, because he's come over, there's this whole like country hype now. Right. So all the girls are like, Primark's got like a country section. All these shops but everyone's jumped on this like country music bandwagon because of this one guy who's a country musician, but it's not like proper country music, if that makes sense. But everyone thinks anyway.
I'm more of a Joe Exotic guy, but
It is when he was in Hyde Park performing, he stacked it on stage.
oh really?
Yes.
Fucking hell.
He recovered pretty well, but it's kind of funny. So yeah, and he's got a mullet. So that's that. How do you feel on the carnival? Do you feel any different? Like,
I don't feel too bad actually right now.
do you feel like a difference in yourself, or?
I've only been doing it for like 4 days, something like that. So I'll have to wait until. And like I said, I'm still having my sugar-free drink.
Yeah. I plan on quitting. Well, not quitting. I was talking to my brother yesterday, and I was like, look, these monsters have got to go. So I was like, right, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to have them before the gym. It was going great today until you rocked up. Cheers. So yeah, that was cool. So before we get into our topic and any facts, as always, a bit of housekeeping to do. Just please, if you're watching or listening, just head over to any of our social medias, hit follow, like, share, head over to our YouTube and subscribe. That's probably our slowest thing at the minute.
What's that?
YouTube, 17 subscribers. We've got a lot of viewers, just not the subscribers, but the comments are actually getting good. It's usually disagreeing with us, but I like that because I like the debate side of it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Same on TikTok as well. Like, check out our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Fucking, we're on everything. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Wherever you're listening to this, please share it, like it, rate, review it, all that sort of stuff. It seriously fucking helps us because we are so close to 1,000 listens. Yes. So yeah, there's that. Any facts?
Yeah, one fact from me. Pretty shit fact, but Venus is the only planet to spin clockwise.
Don't know that. I actually didn't know that. I thought that I should know that. Like, I feel like that's something I would know. The only planet that spin clockwise. I don't know how that makes any difference.
If space is real.
Do you know what's weird? If space is real. Do you know what's strange though? If it span anti-clockwise, the whole solar system would probably be totally different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like all these minuscule things that if make the slightest change, it's crazy. That's why I don't really believe in the Big Bang, because it's like a fucking 0.000000001% chance that could happen. So like, yeah.
Interesting.
So my fact, I wrote it down. I got two, but one of them is sort of leading into our topic today. So here's a fun fact. Did you know that honey never spoils? So archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible.
Oh, fucking hell.
Honey has a natural preservative in it, like low water content and high acidity, which create an inhospitable environment for bacteria and other organisms to grow. So if it's stored properly, honey can last indefinitely.
Fucking hell.
Bees. It's all about the fucking bees.
Sounds like the bee's knees.
The bee's knees. The bee's knees. Yeah, so that's my fact. Honey. It's quite funny. Da. Alright, cool.
Okay. So what was the other one then?
So the other one is a bit based on our topic today. It's more of a statement than a fact. So before I say it, we're going to be talking a little bit about addiction today.
Yeah.
I got the right topic. So I was
What
like
about the
worrying then for a
addiction today?
second. I was like, we're there. This may go slightly close to home for you in some side of things, but we'll get to it. No judgments here. Crack it. No, joking. No judgments here. He's going to be tweaking in a minute. No judgments. But it's good because, like, when we talk about shit like this, it's nice to actually get like a real sort of, because there's nothing I could say on it really like that gives any merit.
Yeah.
Other than this, like what I've been addicted to, really.
Yeah.
Because like cigarettes, I wasn't addicted. I quit them like that. Like anything else, the only thing I really feel like I struggle with is Monster. So, you know,
you got the devil inside you.
I got the devil inside. The monster's creeping. Anyway, so I've got a little statement to go first. So, did you know that addiction is a complex brain disorder that affects millions of people worldwide? It's not just a matter of willpower or moral failing. Addiction is a chronic condition that requires understanding, passion, and an effective treatment. So basically, addiction isn't just like, oh, you can fucking stop it.
Yeah,
like,
it's an actual illness. It is an illness. Yeah.
Which is mad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, addiction comes in many forms, right?
Yeah.
So you've got your drugs, you've got addiction to sex, masturbation,
Yeah.
drugs. Fucking people are addicted to like
Prescription
crazy shit.
drugs as well. Food.
Yeah, food. Saying a certain word, cleaning. Like there's so
Buying
many,
clothes.
like,
everything isn't
it's-
like.
everything. You can get addicted to anything if you're in the right not the right, I guess, or the wrong
Yeah.
headspace and situation. It's like when I used to play Call of Duty, I was addicted to it. I could not think about anything else. I'd go to school, waiting to get home to play COD. That's all I thought about all day, every day, and it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So when like someone says like talking about addiction and stuff, I think you've got to really take into consideration that it's not just drug addicts or alcoholics or, you know, because people are addicted to like shoplifting and like addictions can lead to other addictions as well, right? So like, say someone's got a drug addiction, that could then lead them to shoplifting addiction to earn the money for the drugs and so on and so on. There's like so many like types. But my first question to you would be, at what point does something become an addiction?
That was well, for me. So a little bit of a background on my story. So yeah, not saying when, but I had a bit of a problem with some substance.
Yeah.
Um,
That's where all the crackhead jokes actually have like a slight meaning.
Yeah.
Like
So
we can joke
not
about
crack,
it now.
though, it wasn't crack.
It wasn't like junkying up in the middle of a fucking alleyway.
but yeah. Anyway, it started off all fun and games, and then it gets to the point where you're doing the same old shit, repeating it. So it like with addiction, you start once every weekend. That Friday, that Saturday, yeah, or that once a weekend with your boys, and then that turns into twice a month with the boys. That turns into every week, like, do you know what I mean?
Every
like
weekend,
every
and every
weekend,
other,
and then it comes Friday and Saturday,
and then
with
Saturday,
the lads,
Sunday,
and then it comes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then it comes fuck me, it's Thirsty Thursday, and then, but that's not the only thing. It's like once you start doing it, you then start fucking sketching hard. Like that's when it becomes an addiction. Like once you've become to that Thursday, Friday, like doing it repetitive, even once a week, that's still an addiction. Even though you're doing it once a week, it's still an addiction.
You're addicted to that one
because
day
you're addicted to that one day of doing that one thing.
Yeah. See, I find like stupid shit with me. Like this is totally different aspect of like on a totally different level of things, because obviously certain addictions could be very expensive. They can take away from like your personality, all that sort of shit, right?
Yeah.
But for me, when I say I'm actually addicted to these drinks, like I know because I'll go in a shop and I'll come out with one without even knowing I've picked it up.
Yeah.
So I'll actually walk out with one of these without even knowing I've gone to the refrigerator, picked up this drink, and
Not even paid for it. Shot the fuck
like,
out of it.
I quit. Like I didn't drink any for like 3 weeks, and then 3 weeks in, and like it was when we used to work in that warehouse. I was on my way to the warehouse, and I looked in my cup holder in my car, and there was one there, unopened. And I was like, I've just bought that. So I chucked it out my window. I didn't drink it. It was a slippery slope. I ended up having one like 2 days later. But like subconsciously, I'd bought that without even knowing.
That's mental.
I'd fucking done that, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So like for me, like I always find like for me, if I was to say somebody was addicted to something, I would say it's when you start putting it first, if that makes sense. Like if
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and again, we've had many conversations about this sort of shit as well, where like
Yeah. Like
you forget there's no worries about anything else. You're like, no, I just need this.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a very, very good friend who suffered with addiction for a fucking long time, been in fucking rehab, been relapsed so many times, to the point where like the worst bit about it is it's so hard because people feel negatively towards you as well. So like said friend calls me up, and I know when I see that number on my phone it's for money, because he'll be like, can I borrow? I've never borrowed him money because I know what it's for, and I won't do it. But like I don't even want to answer the phone because I feel bad, because imagine if I'm like, no, because let's say it's a fucking it's not heroin, but let's say for an example it's heroin, right? He's addicted to heroin. He rings me up, can I borrow 30 quid? I'm like, nah, mate, because I think it's for that. But what if it wasn't? What if it was something serious? And I don't want to put myself in that position, so I just don't answer the phone. Because either way, I'm going to say no. And and it's just a situation that I don't want to put myself in. So I sort of stay away from it. So yeah, when it comes to that sort of thing, that's when I know if I see somebody putting something above more important things. Yeah, you know.
But it doesn't start off like that. You don't. It never like. That's the thing. It just creeps up on you.
It's like, a devil that's always on your shoulder.
Yeah,
right?
and that's the thing. Like once it's got you, that is it. You don't give a literally. You don't give a shit about anything else.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, even if you got kids, even if, I don't know, your mum and dad's telling you not to. So, but yeah.
What would you, okay, cool. So, because I've sort of tried to plan this one out like I did last week,
right,
like 10 sort of things. So I think that worked quite well.
Okay.
So like, what would you say if you knew someone and you would the things you would take in and you'd be like, he's becoming addicted, what would you say like the common signs or symptoms of an addiction, like what you could look out for or see, or how did you feel? What was like, at what point did you look in the mirror and be like, fuck, like what did you notice first?
The thing,
because I know what I noticed first about you.
I would say it was I'd shut myself away from people. Yeah, I wouldn't come
100% out. Embarrassment.
Yeah, I wouldn't come out to anyone.
Yeah.
I'd literally stay in and be a hermit. Telltale signs are, I don't. It's hard, isn't it? Depends what type of person it is. But if you stand there going out geezer, fucking getting on the baggy McGuinness, fucking
yeah,
is.
You don't know.
They always have it with them,
and they always think they're just having fun.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know because
and it's same with Coke as well, right? With Coke, it's the only fucking drug that's 50, 100, fucking £200 a pop that you're more than happy to bang out every fucking give it to your mates. And then why'd you do that? Why'd you offer it to your mates? Because you don't want to be the only one there doing it. Yeah. You want to make it feel like, okay, we're doing it.
It's not my problem.
It's not a problem. No, we're out of the group. It's not my problem.
Yeah, I'm not an addict because they're doing it with me.
Yeah, we're doing it with me.
Yeah. So.
But what you don't see is when they're carrying it on, going home, and they've gone your mates have gone to fucking bed, and you're still there 3 days later, fucking bang on it.
Yeah, Szechuan on and that. Okay, cool. So I would say the first thing that I sort of, how I noticed, I'm only using you as a subject matter because it's like the only thing I know. Yeah. And I think there's going to be a point where we do come on and actually talk about that when like you're ready.
Yeah.
We're like half stepping into it. Yeah, we are. And I don't know if you were ready for this, so it could get emotional. But like my first sort of how I noticed it was a lack of care.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Like obviously from what I knew of you was obviously we're family, so like, but I always looked up to you and I was like, like he's well into the gym, he's doing this, he's doing that, and as soon as that started sliding, I was, something's not right. And I didn't really fully process it or know, but I knew something wasn't right. You know?
Yeah.
Because you can't tell with people, like if their attitude changes or something, you're like, boom. Yeah. It's the same as like depression or something, you know when someone's not right and you can tell. It's just pinpointing what that thing is.
Yeah, and when you're addicted to something as well, the hardest bit of it is admitting you're addicted to it.
Yeah.
Once you've done that, the rest is fucking pretty easy. Like me, I give up alcohol for a fucking a year, say, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. But,
like I made people well aware that I fucking quit alcohol.
Yeah.
Because.
And I don't want to. You told them why as well. A lot of people would know why. You were very open about it, like, which is good because if you try to hide something, I think it's easier for it to creep up on you because it's in the back of your mind all the time. You're like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Then it's still stuttering there. It's still there talking to you,
Yeah, like
Feed
Dapper
me,
Laugh. Like
feed
Dapper Laugh's
me.
has got a thing called the Sesh Gremlin because they're literally there with you all the fucking time going, go on, just do it.
And obviously for you as well, it was always, if you had a drink, like there's a gateway.
Yeah.
There was always a gateway, right? So like for me, it's like my gateway, I've always been like, with these energy drinks, it's so bad that I'm still drinking them, but I'm always like, yeah, but it's fine, it's sugar free. Oh, it's fine, it's low calories. Oh, it's fine. Or you know, I can't drink just water. I can't drink just water, so I need it because I can't drink just water.
Yeah.
You know, and there's always something in your head which is like saying, oh no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But every time I see someone, I've got one of these in my hand, and like even my little brother, and he's like, you drink a fucking lot of them, and I'm like, yeah, I know. So I definitely.
It's one day we don't really know what's in them. One day we'll catch up to us.
We don't know
know
fucking anything, do we? Really? So how would you say any addiction affects someone's like physical and mental health as well? So like
physical, obviously.
It depends.
We hit on that. Like you don't care. You don't give a fuck. Like you don't give a fuck about your appearance.
Yeah.
You're not the cleanest person.
Okay.
Again,
this is all subject to what you're addicted to. Because if someone's, addicted to shoplifting, the physical appearance would be they're wearing better clothes, they're wearing this, they're wearing that, they're buying, for lack of a better term, which means they're stealing different stuff. So they'll be wearing it or selling it, So I suppose it's different. So, and the mental strain, I guess, is way worse.
Yeah. The mental. For me, this is all like say personal. So, for me, like the mental. It's hard to think back because it was fucking ages ago. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
But it was the paranoia. That was the mental. I was so paranoid. The anxiety. I was fucking well depressed as well. Everything. Do you know? And it was everything. In one.
Yeah, because it wasn't just you either, because obviously as we know, the family were fucking we were on you all the time. You thought I was going somewhere different, but we were on you all the time, weren't we? So we were like, that puts a lot of stress on somebody as well, because as much as we're there trying to do it to help you,
you're only gonna you're the only person. Right way. No, but you're the only person who can help yourself. 100%. No one's gonna ever help you. So.
Yeah, and it makes it worse as well, I guess, because if someone's going in on you, you're like, all I want to do is just fucking get on it.
Yeah, and that's
all
it.
I want to do is get on it.
All of it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Good day at work. No, good day at work. Fucking
bad day at work.
Bad day,
bad day,
work.
good day.
Bad day, good day. Not even at work. It's on the weekend. Like fucking sort of sunny today. Why not?
Beers and bugle. Boom. Isn't it? It's raining, cool. I'm gonna sit inside, have some beers and bugle. I'm sad about the rain. I can't go do anything. May as well just sit in and get on it. It is it's so fucking.
Queenside, fuck me. Do you know?
Fuck. Queenside better use that to help me out, and I roll on that note. Fuck it.
Fucking
oh, he's twitching.
Nah.
We did a seance before this. We put he's in a ring of salt, so no demons can get
can't
in.
see the Ouija board on the floor.
England game today. Just get on it. Shouldn't laugh about it, really. Cool. So, obviously, as we already mentioned, there's so many different types of addiction, and the differences between them are crazy, because I think
food addiction's massive. The amount of people I was looking around fucking. Took my mum shopping the other day, and the amount of fucking obese people nowadays is fucking insane. And that's an addiction. Food addiction is that kills more people than
mental health and addiction can come hand in hand as well, which is crazy. The different types, there's so many. But the worst part about it is addiction is people only talk about the negative addictions. So that you can be addicted even
to
working, the gym, fucking this, that, and that's also bad for you as well. Some people who's too addicted to trying to lose weight, they become fucking anemic, bulimic, that sort of shit, so there's so many, but the negative connotations around addiction only come to the bad ones. Alcoholic, drug addict, fucking thieving addict, fucking gaming addict, all this shit. That's what the negative. So when someone says, "Oh, he's an addict," it's boom. Like first thing that goes to someone's head, drug addict.
Yeah.
Like, or alcoholic.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's so snappy to think.
Yeah.
So.
But that's the only people that really get named, don't they? As addicts, you get your drug addict, you get your fucking alcoholic.
Otherwise, you're just a gym lad.
You're
just a gym lad.
But that's still having an effect
on your mental.
On not even that, like your family as well.
100%. Like I wouldn't say I was. I probably was like. People always say like, "Oh, body dysmorphia," that sort of thing. When I first when I was into the gym like mad, when I was going twice a day and I was running and all of that, it's all I cared about. It got in the way of a lot. Like friends would be like, "Oh, what are you up to?" I'm going gym, I'm not doing that. Or, what are you eating? Chicken and rice every day. It's not healthy. Like really, it is and it isn't. Mentally it's not. Physically it is, but the gym's great mentally, but at the same time, if it's all you're thinking about and you're pushing everything else to the side, you've got to have a release as well. So there's so many different forms.
But what I find now though is if I don't go to the gym now, it fucks with me mentally as well. I need that. I need to go down
because your body gets used to the release of the endorphins, and if you stop that, then because your brain's essentially, for lack of a better term, addicted or used to those endorphins.
Yeah.
It's like people who do steroids, for an example. You take testosterone, your body gets, for lack of a better term again, addicted to the testosterone. And then when you stop taking them, your body stops releasing it and so on. So there's so many different ways you can look at it, which is... You can't judge it too much. That's what I say, because...
And I say I know we're joking around, but the gym, that's where it already started for me as well. With well, not just the steroids, but after the pre-workout, after you're taking pre-workout, that don't fucking work anymore.
Oh, heavier, and that's common. That's common in gyms. Are we talking about jobs? Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's very common in gyms. You listen to podcasts from
I remember going
old fucking mad bodybuilders and powerlifters, and they're like, "Oh yeah, before the gym, we just rack up a line and do that because it gives us a buzz."
Yeah,
it's like they're thinking, "I could not think of anything worse." Dinosaur arms over here.
Yeah,
it's mad.
Yeah, I've done that as well.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
And that's thinking back on it now, it's fuck me. How the fuck was my heart still beating? Because I was fucking bang on fucking test or whatever. And fucking doing a line of fucking bit of gear in the fucking toilet.
That's mad.
And then I'll tell you what I do. I'll go and squat 250 kilos just for the fucking sake of it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I think that also the health effects of it, obviously we will get to it, but it's because as much as it gets spoken about, it only gets spoken about in again, if somebody's an addict or somebody's this is, look at all these professional athletes, right? I'm not going to sit there and say all professional athletes do drugs, but when people have money, when people party, they probably do drugs.
Oh, 100%.
All of these professional athletes who died of a heart attack because of this, because he's training to fuck off. He was probably doing fucking drugs as well. He's probably doing this, and that's allegedly whatever. I'm not talking about specifics, but they don't talk about that, do they? They're not oh, he was this, he da 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 da.
It's all hushed up in it,
Yeah, and I think it's good that they do hush it up because, if you find out that you're fucking, let's say for an example, again, this is completely false, it's not true, it's not a thing, but let's say, a professional athlete who I fucking really like, Mo Salah for an example. Let's say Mo Salah, touch wood, he doesn't, but had a heart attack or something, right? And then you find out Mo Salah was doing drugs or whatever.
That would shock me.
It would shock you, but you would then think, oh, he was doing it. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Fuck me.
So that's why they can hush it down in that sense, to keep you from keep it from looking like a positive light, I guess, in that side of things. So I don't think this is true, but it's a question worth, because I think this is a question worth asking just due to our family. Do you think any addiction or anything like that can be any genetic sort of...
I was thinking this
because let's be real, you've been addicted to shit. My mum's an alcoholic, ex-alcoholic, whatever she wants to call it, fucking relapsing alcoholic, whatever. I fucking love these. I've got another family member who's well into smoking the wacky backy, all this sort of shit. So if you look at a family as a whole, and if you say over 30% of that family are addicted to something, how can you not think it's genetic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking back on it, like, even my mum, even though she probably won't admit it, but prescription drugs.
I cleaning.
Cleaning. Yeah.
She's a massive addict to cleaning.
Yeah, she's massive. OCD
Like,
free.
to the point where you're up at 3 a.m. in the morning wiping fucking behind the fridge freezer. You know, it's an addiction. It is. And, you know, even me, like I talk about the drinks, but even when I used to play the games, I was addicted to the games. I have an addictive personality. If I start something, I'm boom, boom, boom. It's like the podcast. I'm addicted to doing this because every day I'm listening. What can I do better?
To improve
what can I cut for Instagram, TikTok? When I'm editing it, I'm like, I get it done. Boom, boom, boom. I'm on it, you know? Or even, I've probably got a slight, I wouldn't say I don't have an alcohol addiction, but like, for an example, if the football's on, I'm like, I need a beer to watch football.
Yeah.
Like, I to me, it's like, that's just, it's like a ritual more than anything, you know? Like, I just want to have a beer and watch a game. That's it. I don't drink through the week. But then the problem then comes is I'll get like, I'll go and buy, I don't know, 10 beers or whatever. And then I'll be like, me and Lena will drink them. But then I end up drinking them. I'm like, I've got one for tomorrow. Well, there's no point in drinking one, so I may as well get another 4, you know?
And then you go to the shop, fuck me, £5 for 4, I can get fucking 10 for 10 quid.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy to fall into the trap, and it's nuts. But yeah, genetically, is it? I
don't know. I need to look that up. Really,
I don't know if it's more like a genetic thing, but it could be like a learned thing, like a nurtured thing. Because if you see someone being addicted to something, your brain might be taking something in where you're like
subconsciously.
They do that all the time. You might not do the same thing all the time, but you're gonna become, you know, that way inclined, I guess. This is a big one. This is a big question I got for you. I did write down questions to ask you because again, you're my topic today. How does addiction affect relationships, families, friendships, all that sort of shit? Like, if you could, put it into one word at first. Like, what would? Because I would say
that again.
How does an addiction affect families, relationships, and friendships? Because I've got a word in mind, and it's quite a big word, and it's a heavy word, and it's quite sort of.
It affects it massively, and
I would say it's detrimental.
Yeah, whatever that word means.
It destroys them.
Oh yeah,
like it's detrimental is essentially it fucks it.
Yeah,
it's so negative to all of that sort of stuff, you know. Like even me and you, for an example, it was quite negative on, like, we've always been super close, and we are again now.
Yeah.
But during your period of having a wobble, it was, you know, we were at each other's throats a lot. We didn't fucking, you know, I called you every name under the sun, fucking crackhead, all this sort of shit. You know.
But then again, it was one of them. At the time, didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, no,
like,
of course, you didn't care. Yeah.
Oh, he's called me that. I'll tell you what, dog, go and order a bit of gear. Do you know what I mean? Fuck it.
Yeah.
He's called me that. It might as well be that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but then I had my friends like telling me like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
But none of them can help me.
It doesn't help as well because you've got such a large friendship group. Again, no names, but some of your friends are doing it anyway.
Yeah, not.
So they're not the people that you've got friends who would be like, don't do it, but you've also got friends who are like, come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's hard in that sense.
Catch-22.
Because you would then choose the friends who are doing it to feel more natural, more part of it, you know?
Yeah. But then during that time, I never really left the house. It was literally...
Stay at home, scan out.
Stay at home, fucking curtain twitch. Honestly, it gets bad. Like, you know when you're fucking. But it's so like I was trying to work out to myself like when you first start sketching out, because first of all you think you see things. Like, I remember one night just sitting down on the sofa and like, someone's in my fucking garden. Someone's in my garden, right?
You run out naked for me, Cleaver.
This was a few. I did.
You didn't.
I swear down. I swear, I was like, someone's looking over my fucking wall. I I'm fucking there, like, in my boxers, like, someone's looking at me, like, fucking, and I was like, I started ducking on the sofa, and then, next to me, I was like, fuck this, grabs the fucking knife, legged out the house, no one's there. No one's there at all.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah. But then, and that's it gets to that point, and then you start the curtain twitch. Fuck me, the police are here. Fucking hell, the police are outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that's when that addiction like starts. That's when you know it's like taking over. Mm-hmm. But the worst that I would say like it got for me was when you're curtain twitching that much. You fucking so paranoid. I'm there, sketching out off my fucking head at 2 a.m, 3 a.m in the morning, sat in the pitch black on my ones. Dude, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, that's how bad it got. Like, and
I shouldn't laugh.
I know
it's funny. Like.
I know, yeah, it is. Like, looking back on it, it is fucking funny. But you're like, shit, like, that's how mental it gets, and how, like, people out there, if you are out there doing fucking bugle or fucking whatever you're doing, or drinking, just be fucking careful, because 1 minute you're having fun, the next it's ruined your fucking life.
And it happens without you.
And
knowing,
right? It takes over you without you even knowing. So
what? Obviously, you quit. You're clean. You're fucking doing really well. As I've told you, very proud of you. All that bullshit. I'll give you a cuddle later. But what did you? I know the answers to these questions, but obviously the people listening don't. So it's worth asking them. What support network or like help or what? Yeah. Was there anything that helped you?
There was
through that.
So there was one major thing that helped me. Right, was Dapper Lars. He's got a podcast called Menace to Sobriety. And fuck me, that changes the game. You like anyone struggling with addiction, like go and have a listen to that podcast.
After listening to this one, finish this one first. Don't just cut out now. Yeah. I'll see that in the retention, in the audience retention, and the stats.
It would be his podcast, and fuck me, there are some powerful. He does one with Curtin Autocross on there, another bloke. Curtin Autocross, Essex.
Yeah. He's on the other one that you told me to listen to as well. He goes and talks to him.
Yeah.
And another one as well is I listened to this recently, and I actually spoke to him like on Instagram, and they got quite a big podcast. So I was surprised they fucking replied to me because his story was like literally the same as yours, and it was so weird because it was sort of very similar, but like I also took a lot from it as well. But it's called the Central Club Podcast. He's a Welsh bloke.
Okay.
And it's really cool. Like we spoke a few times, and he's gone through like addiction to like the maddest levels. Like been in prison 4 times for shoplifting because he was started off addicted to weed, and then it went to base, and then it went to coke, and then it went to heroin, and then it went to fucking all this shit to the point where they told him he's going to die. And there's a medication he's got, which I'm going to talk about later, which is absolutely game changing. Like, I don't know if I know they do it in Wales, and it's a game changer. Right. So I will sort of talk about that.
But yeah, like that was a very powerful podcast you've done with like Dapper last, or Daniel O'Reilly and Kirk, and then he also got this therapist on, and it fucking blew my mind because everything he said, I was like, yeah, that's me. That's me. I think his name was Elliot Ward, and it is such a good fucking podcast. If anyone like out there needs to listen to a like, and you think, or you may not think you have an issue, or you think you may have an issue, listen to that. And if you can relate to anything, maybe it's time to fucking start looking in the mirror and changing yourself. Easier said than done, because it's only you that can change you.
Yeah, fair. And also as well, like there's a lot of avenues out there.
There's like what else? Yes.
You've got
CA. I never done it.
12 steps.
12 steps.
You've
CA,
got
Cocaine Anonymous.
Alcoholics Anonymous. You've got
yeah.
the doctors, the hospital. You've got people you can talk to, therapists, all that sort of stuff. Now, what I will say, I think it's different for everybody. You know, like, you've done it yourself. Props to that. Like, you generally have.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is mental. Like, a lot of it is a mental state.
Willpower as well. You got to have the right fucking willpower to...
But it is. But again, as we said at the start, it is a brain.
It is an illness. It is an illness.
Like, it's not just, oh, you're addicted, change your mindset.
No.
It is an illness.
And that was the thing that my mum goes,
it's
just
like
stop
depression.
it, stop it. But I turned around to her and said, why don't you stop your tablets then?
Yeah.
But because her's a subscriber by some fucking dinlo down the road in a fucking
white coat. Yeah.
It's all good.
But I think it is an illness, but it's a mental illness. And my partner always says to me, like, I don't understand depression, like, because I'm very much like, just go to the gym, you can deal with it. Like, it's the wrong thing to say, and it's something I'm reading up on. I am trying to change. But like, for me, I think you can. You're literally a fucking standing pole for this. Is you can do it for your own mental willpower.
Yeah.
But there is people who do get to the point, and we know people. We know somebody who you can end up in hospital. My mum ended up in hospital through alcohol. You know, she was having fits.
Yeah,
I
got a friend as well that's. He probably would listen to this at some point, but yeah, he has an issue with alcoholism as well, and it's hard. It is hard. Like,
and alcohol's legal, which makes it 10 times fucking harder.
But it's one of the biggest killers.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's like people.
I'd say it's worse than fucking drugs. Mm-hmm. But you just.
It goes back to the marijuana episode where people say you're addicted to weed and all this sort of shit, but at the end of the day, it's 10 times better for you than any other drug. But if you are at a point where if you feel like you can do it mentally, then you need to either get on it yourself or go to a program. But if it's physically affecting you, this is the point where you need to go to the doctors. The problem I have with that is all the people I've seen or know who have gone to the doctors for addiction, whether it's drugs or alcohol, come out and relapse. So it comes down to you. You can't rely on the hospitals or the doctors to do all of it. Yeah, you've got to take action yourself as well.
Once you get to that point, you got to take some sort of.
You know, it's like one of the treatment they tried to do for my mum was, all right, we'll keep you in hospital for 2 weeks and fucking. They put her on this fucking ward full of fucking crackheads, drug addicts, alcoholics, whatever, and then they're all fucking doing the same twitching and all that shit. Yeah. But all they do is they just give you alcohol in a different form and try and wean you off of it. But the first thing you think when you get out of there is, I've been there for 2 weeks, I want to drink, or I want to do this, or I want to do that.
The support network after it.
Yeah, exactly. That's down to you to choose. You have to choose to go to the 12 steps, the Alcoholics Anonymous, all of this. You've got to choose to do that. Yeah. So it does. A lot of it comes down to you. And you may sit there and think, like these boys are chatting shit or whatever, but you may be addicted to something you don't even know. Yeah. Like all these people who even go down the pub every weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And that's the thing. I know people that are like that.
I used to do that,
but that's an addiction as well.
It is. But I didn't realize. I didn't know. You know. And this is the thing. Try not do that for a month and see if you can.
That's it. If you're doing something once a week, try not to do it for a month,
and see if you can.
See if you can.
Yeah.
Test 100%.
Yourself. Because if you can't, and you know it's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. What? It's hard, man. It's hard. So we've obviously spoken about like what you can do, what like all this sort of shit, how you can help yourself. We've given advice on that sort of stuff. All you know, but what is a single thing you would like? Let's say someone's like they're in a bad place, they're addicted. Maybe you're not trying to get them off of it because that's their own choice and they've got to do it. But what would you say to that person? So, you know, someone's listening to this, they're in the doldrums, they're addicted to this, and they just feel like shit and they want to get off it, but they can't get off it. And they know at this moment in time they can't, but they might be able to in the future. What would you say to them?
Well, if that's like that scenario, what you just said to me, like, if they've potentially said to you in the future, that means that they know they have this addiction, yeah?
But they're not ready.
Yeah. So you got to let them ride that until they're ready. Because, it's like I say, only you can help you. I know, like, you're battling with fucking devils and things, like, for me, like, the first fucking... It's all about little steps as well, doing little challenges. All right, go about a day without it.
Yeah.
All right, done a day. All right, let's try another day.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're at a week. Fuck me, I'm at a week right now. Like,
I'll do another one. And also, like, let it know.
Little wins. Don't always focus on, I'm quitting it now. All about them fucking little wins. One day at a time.
You because you're very open about it, and you post on social media about being clean and sober.
Yeah.
And does that help? Being able to post it so people know and feeling a little bit of self-gratitude from that.
Because I'm putting it out there.
Because you're putting out there and you're like,
yeah,
people are seeing that. Does that help? Do you feel like, obviously everyone's different, some people don't want to do that, but did that help you because you know people are seeing that? You know,
and they know that I'm not amongst it all. Yeah, I'd say. Okay,
cool. So yeah, definitely be. I would say don't ever be ashamed.
Nah.
Don't be ashamed.
That is it, and that's the thing.
It's fucking hard because people don't see it as a mental.
Class, you're putting a label on yourself as well, and that's what people hate. Like, you think, fuck me, an addict, fucking crackhead. What, me?
Yeah. Because you probably sat there a few times and been like, I go to fucking work every day.
Yeah.
I do this. I've got fucking kids who I spend time with. Da 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 da. How the fuck am I a crackhead?
Yeah.
The crackheads are in the fucking under Sainsbury's car park, mate. Yeah. I'm not a fucking crackhead. I'm just someone who enjoys my time.
Yeah.
Like,
and in theory, I'm no better than them.
Yeah.
But
I feel like you've got to take yourself down so low to be able to build back up and get back to that, for lack of a better term, high. You know, I think most people, they got to hit rock bottom before they start building up again. You know,
but, like, I know we're saying it like pretty easy, like, for us to say, "Oh, do this, do that," but like them little wins, and once you've stopped doing whatever you're doing, you're eating, you're fucking whatever it is, shoplifting. The biggest, I know people say it all the time, but the biggest thing is the gym, like getting some sort of fitness. I started off with walking. That was it. Keep
yourself busy, innit?
That was it. I went walking for I want to say 4 weeks. Just doing walks.
Keep yourself busy as well. Get yourself away from it. Keep your brain entertained and busy, so you're not thinking about it. Like, you know, it's like, again, going back to these fucking stupid energy drinks. I drink most of them because I drive 3 hours, and I'm just driving, sat there dull driving at work, like listening to a podcast, and I'm like, that was for me with cigarettes. That was what got me with cigarettes, was
because
I'm just sat there driving, and I'm like, cool, all right, cool. It's been 15 minutes, probably have a fag. That was it. And when I could get out of that space, is like, obviously I vape, so it's not massively quit, but like it's I think it's better for me. I don't smell as much, so you know, it's one positive. So you know, it's keeping it thing. But now I can't keep this out my mouth, and this is something I've got to quit eventually. But if I knew someone who was going through it and they know they want to quit but they're not ready to quit just yet, my advice would be, until you're ready, just do whatever you're doing safely.
Yeah.
Like,
but you just don't know when that was safe.
You don't know. That's the only other thing. If somebody,
and then like with the quitting as well, you don't want to just fucking quit, because that can fuck you over as well.
Depending on what it is. They told my mum, if you just go cold turkey, you'll die.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Which actually leads me on to things as well, because obviously addiction can lead to so many things. It can lead to destruction of families, but a major thing it does lead to is crime.
I was going to say, also bringing families together in the end.
Yeah, it can break 100%. Like, especially like my little family and your family. Like, I think they're closer than ever as well. You know, but like, it can lead you down a path of crime. And for me, like, there's one fucked up thing with that. So, did you know if you're an addict and you go to prison, you're addicted to any drug, opioid, anything like that, they provide you with that in prison.
Huh.
So instead of putting you in there and going, right, let's go cold turkey, da 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 da, or trying to wean you off it, that's not what they do. So I did some research and I've heard it on a few podcasts. I could not believe it. So
what, they'll say, like, if you're addicted to like coke, heroin.
Listen to this. In the British prison system, some addicts are prescribed certain medications such as methadone or buprenorphine to manage withdrawal symptoms and reduce the risk of going through abrupt withdrawal, commonly known as cold turkey. These medications are commonly used in medication-assisted treatment for opioid addiction. While these medications can be effective in helping individuals manage their addiction, it is also important to understand that they can also lead to a separate addiction, i.e. methadone and buprenorphine. They're opioids themselves that can be habit-forming. However, when prescribed and used as part of a structured treatment program under medical supervision, the goal is to gradually reduce the dosage over time and eventually wean off the medication, helping individuals achieve long-term recovery. Cool. Now, you take all that in, and then you speak to someone who's actually been to jail, yeah? It's not like that at all. It's like lambs to the slaughter. They have a dedicated wing in the prison for addicts, and they have a fucking pharmacy in there that you can walk up to at a certain point in the day and get your daily dose of drugs.
Yeah,
opioid drugs.
They do that with most pharmacies.
No, but in prison, you're going and getting methadone, which is essentially meth, from somebody in a fucking shutter, right? And people who don't even need it are going and getting it and selling it around the prison system, right? You think people are getting drugs into prison anyway, but the problem with that is it's all good when it's written like that. They do it to wean you off it, but they never wean you off it, because you sit there. I'm clucking. I need it, and they give it to you. And they give it to you because it could cause a ruckus. So you're going in there, but you're coming out addicted to something completely different, which is easier to find. And it's fucking crazy. Like, they need to have a reform side of it in prison. Like, you know, if you're going in there as an addict and they're giving you these drugs, it should be structured in a point. Right, this is how it works. If you're in prison for a stint, you're doing what they call the bird. If you're in there doing this, yeah, right? How about the first 4 weeks, the first day you get X amount, the second day, and then they have to wean it. Yeah. There's none of that in there. There's no structure to it. It's you rock up, it's down to you. You either wean off or you don't, which is fucking bizarre. That's crazy, right?
Because they're in for that in the first place. They're
in for a drug-related issue, i.e. stealing to form their drug habit. But you go in there and all you have to say is, I'm addicted. But the one positive to it is, if you go out of jail and you go back in, when you go into jail, they do a blood test if you say you're an addict.
Right.
And with that blood test, if you've not had a certain whatever in your system for the past, I think it's 72 hours, you don't actually get put on that list, which is a good start.
Okay.
It's a good start. But most people who are into, like, a lot of the, like, crime that these people are, like, going in for, they might just do a bit every now and again. So you might not even go in there addicted.
No.
You've done it 2 days before. You go in there, they put you on this list, and you go, oh, fuck it, I'm going to get through prison by doing this. And then you become addicted in the system. Like...
That's scary, isn't it?
It's scary, isn't it?
That's scary.
Because you could be coming out, like, a lot of people say, you come out of prison, you're very likely to go back in. Because you meet criminals, you do, you know, all the standard shit. But you could be coming out of there an addict thinking, fuck, how, like, you don't even know you're an addict. You come out of prison and you're fucking clucking, you're bad, and what the fuck do you do?
But you could also go in prison and fuck a screw.
You could. Big up Wandsworth. Big up Wandsworth. That woman, that's nuts, isn't it? That's crazy. Like, I think she was doing it for OnlyFans, right? I heard she was doing it for OnlyFans. She's got OnlyMans now. She's fucked. She's fucked, man.
And the mate boy had a fucking partner as well.
Oh, so did she? From what I read.
Yeah, she's going to fucking Crown Court.
Oh, it's nuts. Imagine that you're going to court. Like, she'd be alright though. She's a prison officer. She knows what's going on. Do you know what I mean? But fuck me. They must have been doing that for a while as well. Like, that can't have been the first time.
Don't know.
It's where they're on the radio like, fuck you pigs, fuck you pigs. It's nuts. It's nuts.
It was the guy that was recording it,
He
though.
was smoking a cigarette like, yeah, bro, yeah, just fucking, yeah. I could not believe it,
Jesus.
honestly. Twitter is brilliant.
Go
So,
on.
as I said earlier, there's something that, I don't know if it's just in Wales, but there is something in Wales. And it's called
Sheep.
naltrexone.
What?
Naltrexone, also known as... So, it's a long-acting injection. Okay, so it's an injection you can get every couple of weeks, every few months, whatever, and it's a long-acting formulation, and it provides continuous medication coverage, helping to reduce cravings and prevent the pleasurable effects of opioids or alcohol. So they can be an effective option for individuals who struggle with adherence to oral medications or who prefer the convenience of monthly injections. So what it does is,
I think I've seen something like this. Actually.
it blocks the effects.
Yeah.
So you basically, what you do is you go in. Go on.
But is it one of these where if you take anything, you can potentially die?
No, but you feel nothing from it. So it blocks all of your receptors to alcohol, and opioids, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
So you go and get this injection. So this could be something that someone's listening to this and be like, oh, fuck, I did not know about this. You can get this injection. It blocks all your receptors to any alcohol or opioids. So when you're taking them, you feel no sense of it. How can you be addicted to something if you're not getting the release?
High from it, yeah.
You're not getting the high. You're not getting the release. You're not getting that instant choom. Like, you're not getting any of that. I think it's fucking like,
That's
it's game changing.
But
if that's something they can make open and readily available. Now,
have you fact checked that?
I listened to a podcast where someone's done it.
Oh right,
They're on it. The Comedy Club podcast, or the Central Club.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's on that for the rest of his life
Okay, now.
because he was at the point where he was in hospital, told he was going to die. So he does this injection. He gets it every month.
Is it a lot of money, or is it?
That is something I don't know, but
Yeah.
what is your life worth?
Yeah.
What is a life worth to somebody? Because to me, my life, like, obviously with a family and that, my life is worth more than anything. So if I've got to pay X amount per month to stay alive and not being addicted to this or that, got to do it. But definitely, it's.
But but how can you say that though? Because if you're in a person that has an addiction and you want to take that now to stop, but you haven't got the money and it's not in the NHS. That's
again,
the thing.
I don't know. But we can only hope if it is working that they start breaching it out. The guy from that podcast, I would definitely recommend listening to it because he's actually, his job now is he promotes that injection. So he goes around and talks about it, and he's trying to get it like pushed out to more areas and that sort of thing. So I don't know what, like, all this sort of stuff, but it's it's worth looking into because again, that could be a massive game changer, like crazy game changer.
Yeah. It could.
Because you think if you're 4 years into it and you're like, oh, I'm never going to get off this, and they just go, bang, here's an injection, you're not even going to feel it, you don't give a fuck, done. You can't even feel the effects of alcohol, so you can't even have that gateway. You're not even going to go down the pub with your mates and be like, I'll just have a beer, and then go, fucking now I'm clucking, bang, 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 You're just done. Just fucking nuts.
That's crazy.
I think that's it. I think we've gone through. If there's anything else you want to...
No. The only thing that I'd say, like, it has, like, changed, like, it's made me feel a bit more spiritual. I don't know why.
Okay, interested.
Don't know why.
In what way?
Don't know.
Because I remember that one of the first few podcasts we'd done, you said you believed in a God.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd hear those words come out of your mouth.
Yeah. And that's a part of the reason why. I don't know.
Okay. So
I just feel a bit more connected. I don't know if it's because my head's clearer or I don't know.
Okay, interesting. That is interesting. Because a lot of people come out of it like being religious and stuff, don't they? A lot of people come out of it.
A lot of I don't know. I've never done 12 steps, but a lot of the 12 step is all about giving back. Yeah. And that is something that I would like to do as well.
To help
of something.
Well, that's why something like this can. You don't know. Someone might listen to this and be like, "Fuck, man." Like,
if there's some sort of, like, I don't know, I'd like to get involved in something that gives back to...
I'd be well up for that. I wish there was a way we could incorporate this to it. It'd be great. But again, like just like we said with like the fitness episode or any episode, if you do want to just DM, just fucking do it, because although I manage it, if anything comes up, I tend to just send you screenshots anyway.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've got the option to. It might not be just help you, but you might just want to say something. Fuck me, I think I'm addicted to something. You might just want to get something off your chest. Literally, DM us or whatever. Just you can like doesn't fucking matter. Like I'll only reply if you share the episode. I'm joking, but like honestly, we're super open to any of that sort of stuff. Like we're not medical professionals or anything like that. Jamie's lived through pretty much it. I haven't. I've seen it from the outside, both of him and my mum and other things. So yeah, you know, we might not be super insightful or super scientific about it, but if you just want someone to talk to, I think everyone's got a set of ears, right? So
yeah,
just fucking hit us up. That being said, also, please, if you're listening, I know I've gone through it before, but please check out our socials. Like this, share this, fucking subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on TikTok. Like,
especially this episode as well, because you never know who it could help as well.
Yeah, like if you share this and you've got someone on your friends list and you may not even know that they're suffering through anything, or you may not know they have a problem, and they just click on this link and they hear it and they're like, wow, like I need to do something, or it might just even improve that day for them. Yeah. Anything, help us help you.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, peace.
That's episode 17 done. We're out.
Bye.